So we did go through that first year thinking, we are never having kids. And within 1 month, we were pregnant with twins. When you're in the thick of it, when you're in the worst of the worst.
Yeah, I'd say it was definitely hard on Melissa.
When it's somebody else's baby, it creates a distance.
June 9th, the day that we are flying out to China.
I thought it was gonna be one of those moments that, you know, you put on Facebook. You know, you're gonna get like 500 likes. Logically, I was prepared for that. I never even wanted to go back to that day. Essentially, I was kidnapping her.
Few would argue motherhood
I was a senior in college, and they were born 3 weeks after I graduated.
is the toughest job in the world.
Twin pregnancy was pretty difficult.
Under normal circumstances. The ink on Melissa Peterson's diploma was barely dry in 2002 when she married Josh O'Hare, her friend from childhood. Believing their newlywed years would be carefree. But the sound of wedding bells was quickly drowned out by the sound of not one, but two picture-perfect newborns.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
By the time Gabe and Mia were toddlers, the O'Hares decided they were done having children, at least biological ones.
Well, you were 23 years old, you just had twins, and your first instinct was, I think I'll adopt now? So whose idea was it to adopt? Was it yours or Melissa's?
It's definitely Melissa's. I'd say most ideas like this are hers.
So we just climbed from the 7th Arrow Tower.
We chose China because I had a good friend adopt from China several years before, and I had talked to her enough about the process.
Several years later, they were finally old enough to apply for Bai Xiaoxing, the little girl they called Leah.
I had pictures of her everywhere. They were, you know, I had her picture on the desk. We had them on the refrigerator. You know, I put her on Facebook.
I think we were pretty excited. We talked about it for a long time.
Yet in the middle of the excitement, Melissa made another big decision to offer the gift of motherhood to someone else who had not been so blessed.
They were giving me medications and everything to like see how I would respond, to see if I'd be a good surrogate. So next appointment, guess who's pregnant with her own baby?
So for the moment, carrying someone else's baby was not going to happen. But not even a year later, shortly after Melissa and Josh's third child was born,
this is our baby sister. Her name's Hannah.
The agency called again.
She says, well, I have this wonderful couple in Austin. I'd like you just to meet them, get to be friends, and then you can go from there. As soon as I met these people, I had this thought of, these people need to be parents.
Josh wasn't so sure.
I don't think that I ever would have thought she'd have come up with something like that or adoption. It's kind of just, I don't know where it came from, but it just kind of came up.
Undeterred, 9 months later, she handed over a healthy baby boy to his parents.
This is such a huge blessing for me to be able to do for them.
Don't forget, after 3 of their own and 1 for another couple, Melissa and Josh were still trying to adopt a 2-year-old girl in the orphanage in China. So neighbors helped raise enough money for the trip by donating to a massive garage sale.
It looked like an episode of Hoarders.
Children sold lemonade. And just when the dream was clearly in focus, the adoption agency called.
She said, I don't know how to tell you this, but Bai Xiaoxing has passed away. They had found her that morning in the crib, and they said it was SIDS. I just shut myself in the bedroom and I called my mom and I just cried. And I can't even explain like the thought process, because it was, I'd never met her, I never saw her, but I loved that baby. And she was my baby.
Then the phone rang again.